Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside, so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Welcome back, everybody. We are doing Creep by Radiohead. We're going to go note by note on this thing. This is the incomparable Kendra moderating the chat room.
Guess what? I got to drive by myself for the first time ever because I have my license now, and I drove here. That was like the
very first
time.
Thing you did.
Yeah.
Was go to piano.
Yes.
Wow.
It was
All right.
awesome. I'm so excited.
That's cool. That's cool. Let's get into our song here. We have the chart for all of the notes here up at the top, and there we go. So you've got all the notes there. Hopefully you are already familiar with some of them, being able to find an A and a B and a C and stuff. If you need to find the first note for this song, you're going to take a group of 3 black notes, take the middle note and drag it up, and you'll land on an A every single time. So that's the first note of the song. Float. Now, this is like a very repetitive song, so we've got this whole chunk right here that the notes are going to repeat on this, even though the words change each time. They play through it like 4, 5, 6, 7 times before they go on to the chorus. So we're just going to play this a couple times through when we play with the track, but that first note should be an A. So hopefully by now you found a group of 3 black notes. You took the middle note and dragged it up, and we land on an A, and then from there we're just going to go down a little bit. You can see this note goes from that A to the G, goes down just a little bit, so that's over 1 note, and then we're going to go over 1 note from there to that F sharp. Now this that little hashtag thing right there just means that instead of playing the regular F, this note right here, we're going to play the note that's slightly higher than that, so we're going to play that one right there. And actually, if you want to go to the close-up on this one, that might be helpful too. So we've got, there we go. So we're playing an F sharp, and then we're back up to that G again, and then we're going to jump all the way down to a D. So the very first thing is float like a feather. And like I said, the words change even though the notes stay the same. And sometimes they'll like start with a D. This is what we call melodic generalization, where we're just kind of like, it's every time they do it, sometimes they'll go, and sometimes they go, and sometimes they go. They're all basically the same thing. It's all some collection of this right here. And then they're going to do basically the same thing without going down after that. They're just going to do that D, A, G, F sharp. And then here is the pretty part. We're going to go back to that same G that we were playing before. Play 2 of those, up to A, and then back down to G, up to a B, and then back down to G. So I wish I was special. And then we have this one, you're so very, and the exact same thing, but instead of playing a B, we've got this little half a heart on a string right there. That's a flat sign, which means we're going to play the note that's slightly lower. So this sign right here is the opposite of this sign right here. This is a sharp, it means go up. This is a flat, it means go down a little bit. So instead of that B, we want to go down to B flat right there. And so this is not a flat though, or this is not a sharp. All right, so so very special. From there, we're going to repeat all of that. In fact, with the track, it would sound something like this. And a 2, and a 1, 2, float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special. And then you can just do the same exact thing again. I wish I was special. You're so very special. And then we get into the next section here, where we're gonna play 2 more of those G's. Thanks, if you wanna kill that track. Then we got 2 G's, but I'm a creep. Then the same exact thing, but I'm a weird. O is an F sharp right there. That's the same one we played right there. But I'm and I'm a weird O. And then right here again, melodic generalization. Because one of the reasons we have to do this for songs that we're playing that have lyrics to them is because singers can sing multiple syllables on the same note really rapidly. For example, you might have noticed we misspelled beautiful world on purpose right here. In a beautiful world, in a beautiful world. That sounds really weird on piano to have like that machine gun. Da, 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 da. So we just kind of generalize in a beautiful world. And we don't do the and we don't do the t. We just kind of melodically generalize. So then we've got, and I'm a creep and I'm a weirdo. And then this is a good example of this melodic generalization thing that's going on here. You could just play 1 C through that whole thing. You could play 3. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Or you could, use any combinations of those. And each time they go through it, he's going to sing it just slightly differently. So trying to play exactly what he sang is, 1, probably impossible. 2, even if it was possible, it's not really worth your time because it's going to sound terrible on the piano anyway, because the voice is just a different instrument than the piano. So really, where we've spent our 5 minutes already. Okay, well, for those of you subscribing at learnpianolive.com, then we'll continue this lesson. And for everybody else, here's this. No, not the track again. It's time, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Bye.
Bye.
So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.